Hello everyone, this is Mr. Informal with the new Dragon Ball Super episode review. This time it is the Dragon Ball Super episode 60 review. We finally get to know who is Black Goku in this episode. It is quite revealing, it is quite shocking, so hold on to this one because I'm gonna get to it, okay? So first and foremost, we go back to the scene where we see Beerus telling Trunks that if a god kills another god, that god who got killed will be basically disappear or be dead in all timeline. But Trunks is telling Beerus that's not what happened when the androids got killed. So when he went back in time, in the future, Android 17 and 18 were still alive, and also Cell was still alive. So he's basically doubting Beerus, and Beerus is basically complaining. So that basically tells us and also gives us an insight that if a god kills another god, which Zamasu is not a god yet because he was an apprentice, so basically he's not a god yet. So as of right now, Beerus may be telling something wrong here, and so Trunks tell Bulma that, hey, I'm gonna go back home to make sure. But this is where things suddenly gets interesting. When he means by going home, it doesn't imply that he's not gonna go back in time anymore, meaning our present time. That's what it's looking like. And so Bulma says that, okay, before you go back in time, why don't you eat? And so everyone's having eating food except future Trunks. And little Trunks notices that he's not eating. But as usual, our main character Goku cheers him up and future Trunks starts to eat. And here's another thing. Vegeta tells Trunks that this time we're going to succeed. We're gonna beat them both. And so Vegeta seems like he has a plan, and I really do wish that Vegeta gets his payback. This is when Vegeta is at his greatest, and this is when Vegeta is at his best, when he has a revenge, when he has something to fight for. And suddenly we go to the next scene where they're about to leave. Bulma says that he's coming with them. She's coming with them. And here's the interesting part. Okay, little Trunks says to future Trunks, hey, if a god's saying he beat Zamasu already, then the future should be alright. And so future Trunks explains to little Trunks that that's not how our time works. And this goes back to the time travel theory, which a lot of physicists say. Just because you affect the past does not mean you'll affect the future, or the future will change. There may be a chance when two timelines are totally different, and this is what Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z indicated, where future Trunks is from a different time, meaning whatever he does in the past may not change his future timeline. He also tells that to little Trunks that, look, kid, you have everything here that I wish for, meaning you have the family, everything is settled, everything is happy, everything is okay, but I don't have that where I'm from. So he's trying to make Little Trunks understand, and this is when the development of Little Trunks suddenly kicks in. He's starting to realize that his timeline is something to not take for granted. And this where I noticed that I actually think in the world of Dragon Ball Super that Little Trunks may be the richest kid in the world, in planet Earth. There is no way he's not the richest because his mom and his grandparents is the owner of Capsule Corp, and it's huge and it's a moneymaker right there. So we all four of them, Vegeta, Bulma, Trunks, and Goku enter the time machine, and they go back to the future. And they notice that the future has not changed. And we also see, they quickly rush to where Mai is. Mai's not feeling any good, and so Trunks asks for Senzu Bean from Goku, and Goku gives it to him. And this is when Trunks ate, well, not really eat it, but crushed the beans in his mouth, and he kind of gives Mai a CPR type, but more of a mouth to mouth to make sure that she's able to swallow the senzu bean. Once that takes an effect, everything's all back to normal. And that particular scene, they sense Zamasu and Black Goku has arrived. And this is where things suddenly gets interesting, and this is where everything is revealed. So they show up, and there's Zamasu and Black Goku, and Vegeta quickly goes on attack mode, turning into the blue mode, and he says, this time I'm gonna get at you. And so Black Goku turns into Rose, and they go at it, and Black says, you're trying to defeat me, and suddenly the fight stops, and Goku tells Zamasu that, we know what you've been up to. You wish for the Super Dragon Balls to be immortal. And Zamasu said, you're right, but not exactly. So this is where things is revealed. So instead of Zamasu talking, Black Goku starts talking, and this is what he says. You're right, I did wish for the Dragon Ball, Super Dragon Balls, but I wish for your body with Zamasu's mind. And that's where things are revealed. So basically right now, the body is Goku's body, or Son Goku's body, but the mind is Zamasu. So technically it is Zamasu. And Goku asked him, he asked Black Goku, so what happened to me? Black Goku says, I killed him. And all of them are in shock. Future Trunks, Vegeta, Mai, Bulma, especially Goku, is shocked at what he said. And you know what? It's a cliffhanger. We go to the next episode. And what can I say? As usual, it's another cliffhanger. And this episode is half and half. I'd say 3 out of 5, whatever you want to call it, 3 stars, whatever you want to call it. But I think this episode is something that you have to watch again, because the other half is about Doubtful and the status of the future. Not only that, the first half also reveals development of Trunks. Now the second half is going back to the future and the reveal. So we go back to the next, we see a preview of the next episode. So this is the kind of episode that you have to watch a couple times to grasp it. And I'm gonna make another observation and an analysis video here of Little Trunks and about how Black Goku came to be, because to me it doesn't make sense. But anyways, that is my episode review of episode 60. Again, this is Mr. Informal with the review of Dragon Ball Super episode 60, and I will see you in the next episode review. Bye bye.